Hey, welcome back to Call the Damn Leads, the show by sales professionals for sales professionals. I'm your host, Drewbie Wilson. With more than 2 decades in sales, I've seen it, been through it, heard about it. Now I'm bringing it to you, my favorite people in the world, the sales community. Because let's be honest, this is the greatest job on earth. Doesn't matter where you come from, what background, what personality type, you can create an amazing life for yourself in sales. Today, I'm going deep on building a 24/7 sales and marketing machine. And what I mean by that is you're one person. You know this. I talk about it. There's only 24 hours in a day, and you only have so much time, energy, and effort to give. So if you want to scale, you want to make more money, you want to have more of your time freedom back to do the things that you want to do in life. Ultimately, what we've learned is that I think it was a John Henry that was building the railroad, and he was hammering away. But good old John Henry, he could only hammer for so long before the machine outlasted him. And as great as you are right now in your business, in your life, you can only do so much. And those that I've met who are the most successful, they've built a machine on the back end that's working for them 24/7, giving them more of their time freedom back to focus on the things that matter the most. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go about this. You can hire and delegate. You can build automation systems, processes. For today's call, I want to just kind of talk about what is included in the machine. What are the parts? What do you need to have a 24/7 sales and marketing machine? Well, first and foremost, we know you got to have a sales system. You have to have a process through which all of your prospective clients are going. So if you get a lead today, are they getting phone calls, text messages, emails? How long? How often? What are those things going to be? And through which system are you going to utilize them? A lot of people that I've met over the years, they don't even have a CRM set up, a customer relationship manager. And this is the main tool to stay organized and keep all of your information moving so that you can stay focused. So the number one piece of the machine, in my opinion, really is the CRM. You have to be able to put this data into a location and then know that that specific software that you're using is doing some of these responses for you, whether it's an automated text, an automated email, invoice reminders. That's a whole other episode we'll dive deep on. But the foundation is you need that CRM and that piece of the machine to put all of the other parts to use. Because as you start thinking about it from the marketing perspective of, okay, if you have a sales system, you have the scripts, you have all the automations, the follow-ups, you're good to go there. That's fantastic. Now we need to fill that pipeline. We need to put some fuel in there, right? We got to put some leads into the system so that they can go through the processes and ultimately become paying clients so that we can keep affording the software and all these things that we're paying for to make this machine work. And so you have let's say 3 main lead sources. You have your organic leads, which we'll start on the organic side of things. That is primarily going to be word of mouth. That's going to be you talking to your sphere of influence, the people directly connected to you. Whatever your product or service may be, there's probably some folks that are 1 to 2 people removed from you in a relationship that whom you could be connecting with and having the conversation. And I know you don't want to be spammy, you don't want to be obnoxious, you don't want to be that family member that's constantly being like, hey, can you introduce me to so-and-so? I'd love to sell them some stuff. Like, we all have met that person. Don't be that. But if you're genuinely trying to help people, again, there are ways where you can go and connect with people who are 1 to 2 relationships removed from you by just providing value, having that conversation, and being willing to invest in those relationships. Now, the other side of that is social media. I mean, there are millions and millions of people online every day looking at content, going through social media. They could even be right there in your little small town. And so the only way to get them to know, like, and trust you, if you don't know them personally, is to maybe use social media to get in front of them, because it's kind of like a 24/7 digital coffee shop. If you've ever gone to meet someone for coffee or an appetizer or a drink so that you could have a, non-biased, public situation where you can meet someone and try to nurture that relationship, you're having the same conversations. Who are you? What do you do? What are some things about you that I might be interested in knowing? And, ultimately, what do you do differently than everyone else who offers your product or service? I know that's kind of a vague overview, but the truth is it's the same kinds of conversations every time you go meet these individuals. And so what I love about social media is that when curated correctly, you can put a lot of those same sorts of conversations online and now gives multiple people a chance to see you all day long. And this is the 24/7 machine. If I make a post today at 7 a.m. as I'm walking out the door to go to the office, somebody might not see that post until 3 a.m. 2 or 3 days later because they work a different job schedule or they just happen to log in at a certain time and bam, that post is right there in front of them because it now lives forever. Content on social media is a billboard that you can use that will be seen multiple times so long as what's on the billboard is educational or entertaining. All of us, at least me personally, I love driving down the road and I see those Chick-fil-A billboards and the cows are doing all kind of weird stuff saying eat more chicken. I love that. It's entertaining to me. I look at them. Social media is the same way. If you find some content that's engaging to your audience and you're consistent with it, they're going to see it. They're going to show up. They're going to want to come and talk to you. And so while you're out running deals, maybe even sleeping, someone could seeing your content on social media and deciding to themselves, hey, I need to reach out and have a conversation. And that's part of the machine. When you're feeding the machine for marketing, putting this content out there, you're creating future opportunity for people to drop back into the sales machine that you've built, which is going to automate the follow-up process and getting them to the point of becoming a client. Now, you've got a CRM, you've got your sphere of influence, you're starting to use social media to generate some leads, maybe you're closing a few deals, making a couple of dollars. Paid marketing. At some point, you only have so many friends and family members. At some point, even if you join the Chamber of Commerce, even if you go and connect in some of these other groups, there's only so many people that you know without exhausting your time, energy, and effort. So you start to run paid marketing, whether you're using the Meta platform to use the, Facebook and Instagram to target people, or Google if you're a more service intent-based business where people are searching for your products or services specifically. Google would be a great place to use paid marketing. But again, if you're trying to run paid marketing and you don't have a CRM or a system in place that's maximizing your ability to stay in front of these individuals, you're probably burning through more money than you're making. And I know because the measurements, the KPIs that we work with our clients in the consulting firm is very much about that. If you spend $1 today, how long before you can turn that $1 into $3, $5, $10, etc.? Paid marketing is a very intentional way of getting out in front of more people. But if you don't have this machine and process in place, you're going to be burning through fuel way faster than you should. It's kind of like if your car is not running right and it's just spitting out gas and oil and all kinds of things. Like, it's not good. You got to get the machine tuned up and dialed in to be effective and efficient. And that's what I really love about this process is the more you focus on building it into a machine with processes and routines and maintenance checkups, the more dialed in you become as a sales professional, the more you are able to stay focused on actually nurturing relationships, going out into your community and building your own network so that you're continuing to get referrals. Because referrals are, in my opinion, a lead generation source that people aren't leveraging enough. You're not asking for them. You don't have a process to get in front of people and remind them once you've done their service that they could leave a referral or a review for you. And that's part of the machine. Do you have a plan or a process in place so that within 30 days of completing your service with someone, they're getting asked for a review, they're getting asked for a referral, This is the 24/7 sales and marketing machine that I'm talking about here, y'all. It's as you put these systems and processes in place, you're sleeping. You're at the closing table taking care of business, but you're getting leads that are coming into the pipeline from the content that you're putting out. They're going through your sales process through the CRM that you've built. And if you're nurturing the relationships and you're building up, that know, like, and trust, they may even end up on your calendar ready to sign the contract and work with you. But if you're not building any of these things, if you're not making the time in your day to set these things up, you are the roadblock. You are the biggest bottleneck in your own business. And I say this from personal experience and having worked with thousands of sales professionals and entrepreneurs over the years. You need to build a machine. You can only swing that hammer and build the railroad so far. Once you build the machine, it will take you where you want to go. And the cool thing is, it's kind of like old muscle cars. You start with something that maybe is a little rusty and beat up and it's not all that great. But as you invest more time, as you invest more energy, as you start spending a little more money on better parts and better equipment, the machine becomes more effective. It becomes faster. Suddenly you look up from rust bucket to hot rod, and it's worth a spectacular amount of money. But it all starts with you getting focused on, do I have a machine? And if I don't have the machine, where am I going to start with building it? Because you might have an amazing, powerful engine, right? You might have some parts of the machine. You might be like super fantastically amazing at sales. But if you suck at marketing, you're limited on how many sales you can make. Maybe you're really, really great at marketing and you've got all these leads and more leads than you can handle, but your sales process sucks. Well, guess what? An engine that's not finely tuned, it's only going to go so far before it peters out. It can only go so fast. And if you don't tune it up, we all know this, if you don't take care of the engine, you don't change the oil now and then, you don't put fresh gas in it, what's going to happen? Your machine's going to blow up. And nobody wants their sales machine to blow up. Nobody wants their marketing machine to blow up, which is why I talked about the maintenance cycle. When was the last time you went back and looked at these things? When was the last time you made an effort to actually figure out, are these the most effective pieces and parts that are available for this machine as we know? Because when we start, we use what we can. It's like the cardboard boxes and we just grab whatever we can and we make it work. But at this point in your journey, could you use a little maintenance on your machine? Are you building a 24/7 sales and marketing machine? If not, I'd be happy to help. Reach out, let us know. We have some systems, processes. We've got the diary of a damn closer. That'll help you build your machine. We've got books. We've got digital training. We have a coaching and consulting program. But more than anything, this is your reminder. You need the machine. You can't do it all yourself. If you want to know more, head over to callthedamnleads.com. Check out our books. Check out our digital training. Go to ogdamnleadscrew.com if you want to learn more about our coaching and consulting group. And remember that even though this show is a lot of times about the fun and the humor of sales, it's also very serious, because if you want to create the life that you want to create, it starts with you. It starts with building this machine. It starts with calling the damn leads. And if you have a story, if you want to come on and talk about your system, your process, how you learned from the mistakes and had to learn to build your own machine, I'd love to have you on. Head over to callthedamnleads.com/podcast. Send us your information. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to hear about your sales machine, because this is something that's a little bit different for everyone. We all have a flavor. Some people want Lambo, some want Ferrari, some want the old school muscle. Whatever your choice is, let's build that machine for you. Share this episode. Send it to someone you know. Subscribe, leave a review, do all the things. You guys know what it is. We'll see you on the next one. Go call those damn leads.